Okay, so man, it is tricky getting all of this to happen. Hi Gabby, how are you? I am trying to do Facebook Live and Instagram Live at the same time. The second time I've done it. Okay, I can do this. Jacob, hello. Kate, hi. Creatively Danielle, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Bliss Kiss fans, hi Anna. I'm trying to remember your name. Oh my gosh, we're gonna write it down. Oh, you guys are so nice. Okay. Oh, you missed me. That's nice. Have you been busy, Danielle? Chinky Monkey, good to see you again. Love the lives. I really like doing them too. It's crazy trying to get ready though. Like trying to do hair and makeup, and I probably would do these a little bit more off the cuff kind of thing because I hardly ever wear makeup. But they're getting saved and they're getting put on YouTube forever and ever and ever. And I'm like, gosh, I should kind of look halfway decent. Oh, somebody says I finally get to Diana. Diana, I gotta write that name. Oh, Diana. And I don't have a pen. Wait. Oh, okay. Kathy, how was Disney? It's our Kathy that's going to Disneyland. So, she probably will be there. Oh, I'm trying to remember, but she's going for like 4 days to Disneyland, and then she's going to visit Hogwarts because that girl, she is so obsessed with all things Harry Potter and loves Disneyland. So anyway, that's okay, Kathy. Totally okay. Hello, Grant. See you there. Okay, so over on Facebook, we're getting a few people. Alejandra, hi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. She actually, Danielle, she has a wand. Who does she have? I want to say it's Professor Snape. I think that's the wand she has. But she'll come back with all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. Oh, so busy hubby's surprise birthday and a surprise small birthday on his actual day. Oh, two birthday parties. Oh, you guys are so nice. Carmen says, hi Anna, will the lotion sticks in the scents Autumn and Pink Sugar be available for the sales, that they are limited edition scents offered when the sales are not running? Great question. So the seasonals are as they're named. They are during the season. So Autumn was hugely successful last year. It was a big mistake, actually. James was supposed to be making like 7 for us in-house, and he got the decimal point on the fragrance oil wrong, and there was way too much, and so suddenly he ended up making, I don't know, like 60 of them, and I'm like, well, we make mistakes and we let our fans and our customers enjoy them. So yeah, we ended up selling those. They're hugely successful. So yes, we're definitely going to be bringing autumn. We start autumn beginning of next month, I think. This last year we started them on the actual date that was like the date that was the beginning of summer. But unfortunately, that for us, that's sort of like us as humans. By the time that official start date is, we're already well feeling into that season, especially with summer. So we're deciding to start them like a month before. So I'm pretty sure that we're starting autumn in the beginning of September. But don't hold me to it. You will definitely, if you're following on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see we will definitely announce when they're available. Pink Sugar is one of those that we're testing it, because sometimes because a fragrance oil works great in the oil, it doesn't necessarily transfer to the lotion stick because it's got like mango butter and a few different ingredients, and so sometimes the fragrances of those ingredients can mix and not play nice with the fragrance oils. And we had so funny story. We had that happen with vanilla. I had a team member at the time. She was just so antsy to do vanilla. And so she did. And I was like, with the first one, when she was following the same formula, I'm like, I really don't smell anything. So then she ended up doubling and tripling it. And besides the fact that that ended up changing the consistency of the lotion stick, we all were like, oh my gosh, it smells like Play-Doh. So we don't offer vanilla in the lotion stick because it will smell like Play-Doh. And we haven't figured something around that. So so we're still testing pink sugar for the same reason that we want it to smell like pink sugar, not something weird and wonky. And if that seasonal falls during a sale, then we and sometimes we'll keep a seasonal going a little bit longer, and we do have them cross over. Claire says Play-Doh lotion stick, sign me up. I don't know, maybe we'll do some sort of random special of like, oh, we're gonna make 12 of these lotion sticks, and if you love Play-Doh, it smells just like Play-Doh. Hi, Jessica. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any questions? We got a bunch of people. Bye, Diana. You have to go to school to drop off supplies in an hour. School starts next Wednesday. Oh, that stinks. That's way too early. Oh, gosh. Chinky Monkey says, I love the article on the Fab 5 wrap. Thank you. And for those of you who don't know about the Fab 5 wrap, I created that just kind of, it was sort of on education that I had gotten, and then plus just naturally the way my nails work, because I am getting older and I'm getting more grooves between my ridges, then I know that for sure I needed 2 layers of a ridge filling base coat, and then of course usually you need two layers of a color coat, and then 1 layer of top coat. But the wrap, what made it different was when I finally learned how to get my polish to stop chipping so much, it was because water was being absorbed from the underside when I was taking a shower. And so what that was doing was the water was going all the way through the nail plate, and it was breaking that bond between the polish and my nail plate. And so I was like, oh, well, how about if I just cover that with base coat and top coat? Magically, my polish started lasting days and days longer. And I mean, sometimes I can get, on a rare occasion, I've gotten 14 days before it started to be tired. But usually I get about 10 days out of a manicure. And I do spend time typing, but I also, now with this beautiful property that we bought, it's an equestrian center, lots and lots of work, and so tons of gardening and playing with my horses. And they have, you know, they're like your dogs and your cats, they've got their special little spot. And so I am like scrubbing on Zeus, and finding his little tickle spot, and he'll get, his little lips will just start going, and his head tips, and it's just like, oh, that's so great, mommy. So I'm scratching with tips, but most of the time I wear gloves. I wear gloves almost all the time when I'm working with my horses, and the same with gloves. The same with gardening. So, and that kind of leads into, it's just really, really important that if we want our nails to stop peeling and stop breaking, it's really important to wear polish. And then on top of that, wear gloves, because water will still get into, like right here where your polish is not, like as it's growing out, you have a section of your nail that's exposed. You've got to keep oil on that. And so if you don't, otherwise water will get in there and it starts to lift the polish here. So if you get a lot of chipping back here at your cuticle line, it's because the water is getting in there. So you need to oil that area a whole lot more. And what that does is as it penetrates into the nail plate, it creates this water resistant barrier, as well as combined with your polish. All right, I talked a whole bunch about that. probably went all off topic, but hopefully hopefully you got something out of that. All right, so let's look at what's happening on Instagram. Got a couple, or not, sorry, Facebook. Have you played around with Fruit Loop scent yet? No, I have not seen that. Because you know we have vendors that have fragrance, all kinds of fragrance oils, and the thing that makes ours unique is that I've played with blending them, and boy, is that can give you a big old headache, playing with all kinds of different fragrances. And so you can only do a little bit and then just like, oh, I gotta wait. I don't know how people who work in the perfume industry, how they can go to work and do all of that, because I would have massive headache every day. So no on the Fruit Loops, but we have lots of lip balm fragrances, flavors. There we go. And one of them that we have that we're testing is Juicy Fruit. Some of my team, the Juicy Fruit gum. Oh my God, it smells just like Juicy Fruit. Anyway, so, but we're, you know, again, trying to get flavors for the lip balm to be just right, not too sweet, or anyway, it gets complicated. And I know it just seems like, oh, just throw it together and it'll all be fine. And no, that's why a lot of companies, something will be in R&D, research and development, for 2 years, because you just kind of have to keep messing with it till you finally get it right. What kind of fragrances do you guys use? We use fragrance oils. I do not use essential oils. Because you can't, because I really love the fragrance oils that I've been able to get, and you can't mix essential oils and fragrance oils together. So, and because I am not, I'd love to take classes on this someday when I have all kinds of free time. I would love to learn how to do aromatherapy and really, really get in there and work with the different fragrances, and you got your base notes and your middle notes and your top notes and how all of that works together. But you can even figure that out, and then as soon as you put it in a lotion stick or oil, because those ingredients have natural fragrances on their own, like we know what olive oil smells like, those fragrances can interact and become weird. So that's kind of why. And yeah. Okay, let's look at Instagram and see. I'm over in the UK, but I'll be back next week and we'll be getting my sale items I bought then. I cannot wait to see my haul. Oh, that's so nice. It's waiting there for you, hopefully. Is your oil the one on Amazon? That's such a great question, Shelby. Yes. So make sure, we've had some issues on eBay and Amazon of people selling our products who are, nobody is allowed to sell our products other than us. Because of our mission of creating exceptional or life-changing products with an exceptional customer experience. I'm not quite willing to go with distributors yet. It'll be in the future, but so when you're on Amazon and you see our oil, it should say that the seller is Bliss Kiss, nobody else. And no matter whether you get it prime or not prime, because I don't trust Amazon with our lotion stick. The reason for that is because it's a softer balm. It's not full of a ton of beeswax. And I've never visited an Amazon warehouse, and I don't know if they actually have air conditioning. So we want the lotion stick to be what we created for you. And all of our products, they are made except during, like, when we're gearing up for a sale, but the rest of the time, the products have only been in our warehouse for 2 weeks. We manufacture them and we sell them. We get them out the door to you as fast as possible. We want you to have the freshest product possible. So for when you're ordering on Amazon, that's one thing. Up in that corner, make sure that it says the seller is Bliss Kiss. And also, if you scroll through the pictures, look for that seal that says it's an authentic Bliss Kiss product. And that way you know. And if you ever have any problems with any of our products, please email us at info@myBlissKiss.com or customercare@myBlissKiss.com, and we will take care of you right away. Make sure that you give us your order number. That helps us help you a whole lot faster. So, okay. Let's move over to Facebook. Heidi says, as my nails start growing past the tips, I've had issues with both thumbnails getting a stress crack on the sides. Can it be that I'm causing extra stress when I clean under them? Two things. Yes, great question. Yes, it's one of those things that we sort of get a little kind of neurotic about it. It's like when we take our polish off and you see all of the dirt that's settled into these corners. And dust. It's teeny tiny little bits of dust, and then of course, because we've got body oils down there, and if we've been oiling our nails, the oil helps collect that dust even more, and so we sort of get neurotic about wanting to clean that out, which is kind of okay if you're going to go with like a French manicure, or you're just going to do base coat and leave your nails looking natural. But if you're going to cover it back up with polish, don't worry about getting those corners perfectly clean, because you're just going to cover it up and you won't see it anymore. So there's that one thing, because like a lot of times I will get little bits of dust that settles, especially in my thumbs. And the reason for getting that in our thumbs is because we use our thumbs for everything. Okay, train of thought, come back. So that is one thing, is if you have to clean under them and you just feel like you've got to get it done, use a small stiff makeup brush, and you can use acetone, water, or rubbing alcohol. Dip that brush and then get in there, and what you want to do is start from the side and work towards the middle when you're trying to pull out that dirt. And whatever you can't get, leave it alone. If you're trying to use some sort of sharp metal tool or any tool to try and get that dirt out, you are going to put pressure on the hyponychium, which, let's see if I can show you guys better. So the hyponychium is right here. It's this guardian seal, and what it does is protects your nail bed. Germs and bacteria can get into the nail bed, so we don't really want to be pushing on that. And when we do, what the body's natural response is for that hyponychium is to have it retract. And so then you have a shorter looking nail bed. And everybody wants these long, beautiful nail beds, myself included. And so when we push back, we're shortening the look of that nail bed. Of course, as our nail grows out, it will pull that back out. But we really don't want to be digging in there. So use a nail brush or a toothbrush or a teeny little makeup brush to get that. Don't use a metal tip to clear. And then, okay, so that's first question. Wow, I went a long time with that one. Second thing is, so notice how my nails are this length, but my thumbs, twist around. My thumbs are a lot shorter, and actually they've grown out some, but I will keep them almost, not nubbins, but very, very tiny bit of white. And the reason is because I use, it's like I said, we use our thumbs a lot. And so I will get these stress cracks right along here. And because my nails are so curved and I have this really, it's a high ridge here. Whoops. It's a high ridge right here. You can kind of see that it's bent wonky. That's because I smashed this thumb in a car door when I was like 12 years old. And so as a result, there's this, along that ridge, there are the sections on both sides of that ridge are very thin. And so I will crack that across all the time. And so I just keep them short. And nobody really pays attention to your thumbs. They pay attention to all of this that's happening. When you touch yourself, when you're, shaking somebody's hand, all of that. They notice your fingers, not your thumbs so much. So if you're having trouble with your thumbs, just keep them shorter. Nobody will notice. Okay, let's go back to Instagram and see. Should I keep my 15 milliliter bottle, oil bottle in the fridge? Yes, if you do not use it very much. If you're using it to refill, if you figure out how to get our pens, there's lots of videos on YouTube of how to pull our pens apart. They are sold to us as a single-use item, but people have figured out how to pull them apart and refill them. We can't guarantee it because they can break very easily, and then some people have been able to refill them 10, 15 times. So a lot of people use that dropper bottle to fill the empty pens that we sell. If you're doing that, I would keep that bottle in the refrigerator. If not, if you're using it by your nightstand and you have, you just want a little bit more on at night, whatever, it will be fine as long as you keep it in a cool, preferably dark environment. I wouldn't keep it in the bathroom medicine cabinet because it's going to be too humid. So just find a place that's cool. Corey got on. Corey's my husband. He says John is making autumn lotion sticks as we speak. So yay, there we go. Miss Heidi says, is the vanilla scent available in the lotion stick? No. So Heidi, I think you missed it, but when we tried it, it turned into smelling like Play-Doh. So that's not an option because I have 4 children and I'm done with the smell of Play-Doh. I know some of you guys really like it. So one of the gals was saying, well, okay, I'll buy it. So I don't know. We'll think about maybe doing this little short term. We'll make 15 or something, and if you want them, great. Can we use latex gloves for the overnight hydration treatment? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. If you are not allergic to latex, great. I'm just finding that because there's so many latex allergies that's happened in the hospital industry. Now they've replaced everything with nitrile gloves, thinking that that's the solution. Well, guess what? Now we're starting to see nitrile allergies. So, you know, you got to find out what works for you. And latex gloves are actually harder to find now. But yes, as long as you're not allergic to latex, great. If you use them and you wake up and your hands are red and irritated, you're developing an allergy or have developed one, and then I would not use them anymore. But yes, they will work great. Is the lotion stick just as good as the oil? Nailman, that is such a great question. They are different. They have different purposes, and people like them differently. It seems like everybody's kind of got their favorite. It's either one or the other or the combo. I love the combo. Our oil is very, very light and it washes off easily. So I went to my mother, who's our chemist. I created the oil recipe because I'm allergic to almonds. And so I needed to create an oil that did not have almond oil in it. And all commercial, as far as I know, all commercial cuticle oils have almond oil in them. So I wasn't able to find anything. So that's how I created my own recipe. But in terms of the lotion stick, I actually went to my mother. She's a chemist, and I said, here's what I want. Because our oil is so light, we have people who work with water all the time, like the medical industry, hotel industry, restaurants, and then people who work with paper. Any of you who are doing office jobs and have to be touching all kinds of paper and filing files and filing cabinets and all of that. We have one customer, she works with it in the bank, and so she's counting money all the time. And then also people who work with fabric. Those 3 things are extremely, extremely drying to skin. And so I said, I want something that is going to stick around. I want it to create kind of this lovely moisture barrier that lasts for a few hand washings at least. And so I thought This is me not being a chemist. I thought, oh, more beeswax is going to make it better. Nope. My mom laughed at me because that was one. I was like, Mom, I want you to make one with this much beeswax. And so she did, and it was rock hard solid. Like you couldn't even rub it on you at all. And I was like, she goes, so are you going to give me advice anymore? And I said, nope, it's all for you. So it took her several different variations, and what was interesting was nothing with the different variations of beeswax made either of us happy. And so I remember she was just like a couple of months of research. She's like, what am I gonna do? Turns out it was lanolin. And lanolin is basically the body oil from sheep. And so the way you get lanolin is you take the wool after the sheep has been sheared, and trust me, sheep need to be sheared, otherwise they turn into this big matted mess, and it's actually can be quite painful because the mats will pull the hair so tightly on their skin. So sheep definitely need to be sheared. So you take that wool, you put it in a big thing of water, and then they use lye and simmer it, and you can actually see videos on YouTube. It's quite fascinating, and I don't know how they pull that oil out, but then that is lanolin. You put it in a pot, and it looks like soft coconut oil kind of thing, but a little yellower, or coconut butter. And so she did some samples with that, and then I was like, okay, Mom, now you got to put the fragrance oil in it. And she did, and I was like, it still smells like sheep, Mom, because lanolin smells like sheep. And so I was like, is there any kind of lanolin that's like refined and filtered, has gone through some sort of process where it doesn't smell like sheep anymore? It took her a while to find it, but it is pharmaceutical grade lanolin. I don't know why pharmaceutical grade, but it costs 3 times as much. And I was like, oh, sold, done. I create the best products for our customers, and so we pay 3 times as much for lanolin. But that's what makes that, combined with the mango and the jojoba, and it just makes your hands feel wonderful. And it also creates this major water resistant barrier, so that when you wash your hands, it's still there after a couple hand washings. You have to wash really, really hard with lots and lots of soap to get it off. What could be better? So and I love like the lotion stick for doing the overnight hydration treatment, because I come out in the morning with my hands just feeling like baby bum soft. So, okay, I hope I answered that question. Okay. Is there a fall sale or coupon code I can use right now? We only offer a coupon code during our sales. So we have one in July and we have one in January. And that's the only time we have a sale, and it's the only time we offer coupon codes. And so what we do is we want this to be and we tie the sale with our Let's Get Naked challenge, to give people that opportunity of like, okay, I'm going to save some money. The sale really helps offset the crazy shipping for international people. Oh, I love seeing all the little hearts. That's so cool. On Instagram, they get you to do little hearts. Anyway, so sorry, no coupon code, no fall sale. We do promotions. And so promotions are not a sale, but they may be a particular fragrance of some product. They may be a mistake that we've made. We have some very special stuff happening for Black Friday. Oh, I cannot wait for you guys. Oh, I wish I could share. It's so hard. It's like trying to keep a Christmas secret. But we've got good stuff coming. Okay, so let me move over to Facebook. Denise says, found out that I'm allergic to nitrile and latex. I tried vinyl and it works fantastic. I wish I could do this procedure more on my feet. I know, wouldn't it be nice if they had little footies? I need to find more nylon. Oh, nylon footies. Oh, will you email me if you find them? Because I would be very interested. Using the oil pen on your toenails, and then it says see more. Yes, it's great on your toenails, especially because our toenails can get very dry, and so what the oil does is as it's penetrating through the layers, it actually helps. It's Doug Schoon, an author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry, he calls it plasticizing. So it helps relax that, because as things dry, as our nails dry, they get tighter and tighter, and they can, especially our toenails on the sides, they can actually pinch in, and it can become quite painful. And so the oil actually helps relax that curve, and so yes, very, very good for your toes. My nails look amazing. Thank you. Love. Oh, Cinderella, you're loving our manicure clips. Me too. And for those of you who don't know, I'm looking at the clock to see how much time I've got. So our manicure clips, and I discovered these. They were created for gel, removing gel, and I was going to try them with gel, but then when I got them, I got the samples, I've always hated removing my nail polish, because the technique is that I use is and it's called soak and swipe, which is why the clips are called soak and swipe. But the best way to get polish off is to soak a piece of cotton, set that on your nail, and then wait about 60 seconds, and then you do like this and you swipe it off. Well, while you're sitting there with acetone, because it evaporates so fast, it's very, very cold. So I felt like my fingers were in an ice bath, and I absolutely hated it. So when I got these clips, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this with my current manicure. And I did that, and oh my gosh, it totally changed my life, because acetone works better when it's warm. Do not warm it in the microwave. So when I did this, I was enclosing that cotton, and it was my body heat was warming up the acetone. And so when I took that clip off, I was able to just swipe it off, and my fingers were warm. And so literally, here's, guys, so I will do this finger, work all the way around to my thumb, getting there, okay? By the time I'm done with my thumb, if it's not glitter, if it's just normal layers of polish, by the time I'm done with my thumb clipping that, this pinky will be ready. And you literally take it off, swipe, and do the same thing. Swipe, 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 to here, swipe, and you're done. You're done. You can have all of your polish off in 4 to 5 minutes. Yeah, with no scrubbing. You're not grinding those pigments into your nail plate and making them yellow and like deeply stained. For those of us who wear polish all the time, especially the deep colors, like more like this color, if you're wearing those, you're just gonna get natural staining. And do not buff off that staining. Forget it. What you're gonna do is you're thinning the ridges, which are the thickest part of your nail plate. You're thinning those down to a thinner part of your nail plate. And then you wonder, why are they peeling and why are they breaking? Well, you did that. So anyway, those clips are life-changing for me, and so I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some other people who absolutely love them. Hetty says, getting first order with your lotion stick. Oh, you're gonna love it. You get love crisp. Nailman says, I think this is the first live that you don't have red polish on. That is so funny. Here's why, and this is why, for those of you who've been on a live every week for at least the last 3 weeks, I think it has been, I'm wearing it looks like the exact same manicure. And I am. And I'm getting tired of it. But I have had so many people say, what ridge filling base coat is good? What do you recommend? And I'm like, I don't know, because we used to carry a ridge filling base coat, and then the company just, after 38 years, they just like literally closed their website. One day it was there, next day it wasn't. And they were their base coat and their top coat, which I absolutely loved, both of them. They were white labeled for that website, that company, and so I was not able to backtrack and find the actual manufacturer, and so now I'm just kind of bleh. So I still have a little bit of that base coat, and that's what I've been using, but I'm running out of it, and so I was like, okay, I need to test this. So every time you see this, you probably have a different base coat on underneath, because I'm testing for, not only am I testing for what does it look like, how does it apply, but how does it wear. And so in order to keep, this is a little tidbit about research, you have to have only one variable that you're testing. So I can't go and change this polish, because then I'm changing this variable. So I have to wear the same polish every time. And I'm like, it's a good thing I love purple, because there we go. This has been a month so far that I've been wearing these colors. But yes, I love red, and I love all kinds of colors. Prince Tommy says, that's why I love gel, honestly, because I always love my gardens here in Florida. Yeah, and you know, for those of you who are afraid of gel, that's okay. Gel is not for everyone, but it's a great product. The challenge is, as Doug says, is that there are so many ways to go wrong with gel, and the biggest one is the application not being done properly, where too much of the nail plate is being ground down. It's not necessary anymore. You just need to gently buff off that shiny surface. So it takes hardly anything to get that shiny surface off. And then the biggest faux pas is that nail techs don't wait long enough for the gel to dissolve. And it can take up to 30 minutes for that gel to dissolve, and usually they're working on you after 10 minutes. And if whatever hasn't dissolved, they're taking an orange wood stick or a metal tool and they're just scraping it off. Well, that is actually doing so much damage to your nail plate. And I actually have Doug's microscopic pictures on. Let me figure out what okay, if you Google nailcarehq.com and remove gel properly, that actually is Doug's article that he wrote, and it shows you the damage that can happen with different tools. So if you're doing gel, your own gel, one, make sure that you're using the same product and the same product and same lamp from that same company, because those two products are formulated, manufactured to work together. So there is no such thing as a universal gel curing lamp. It will either undercure or overcure, and that leads to allergies. So with gel and removing it, you let it soak 10-15 minutes. Usually I would soak it for about 15. Make sure that you've removed that shiny surface of the gel, because the acetone cannot penetrate through that shiny surface. That has to be removed, and then the gel or the acetone can penetrate into and dissolve that gel. You want to soak for 15 minutes, and then you swipe it off like this with really firm pressure, and whatever is left behind has not dissolved, and so you need to re-clip yourself and soak for at least 5-10 minutes longer and test it and see. Don't file that down, don't scrape it, and when you do that, you will not damage your nails. And if your nail tech is doing it wrong, tell them how to do it right. And if they get pissed at you, go find somebody else, because they should know better. But here's the thing, so Doug and I have become friends. And so I actually emailed him, because he says, follow the manufacturer's instructions for how to remove gel. And so I emailed him and I said, Doug, I have looked at 10 different manufacturers of gel, including the big ones, Shellac, Gelish, I can't think of all the other ones, but the big brands. They all say soak it, remove it, and then scrape off that. Well, okay, if it's completely dissolved and you're just using the tool, you could literally, why can't you use your finger? That's what I don't understand. Why can't you scrape that off? Just rub it off with your finger. But no, they all say to use an orange wood stick to push the dissolved product off. So I said, Doug, all of the manufacturer directions don't say what you say. They say to do this with the orange wood stick. And he said, well, maybe you should contact them and tell them that they should change their instructions. And I was like, what? What? I'm like, Doug, you have the reputation in this industry, not me. And he goes, well, I don't have any influence over the companies. So where I'm trying to have influence is the company's instructors. So the representatives for the companies that go out and teach all of the nail techs how to use their products. He's trying to teach them so that they're teaching the right thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane, and I do not envy your mission. So Doug is focused on the salon industry. I am focused on the DIY industry and helping you guys understand how to have longer nails, how to have your nails break less, just everything that I have learned over the last 5 years. I'm trying to dump it on you guys, and the best way for me to do that is to write articles. And now we've got like 80 articles. I'm pushing probably 85 now, and so I know that's a lot. That's a lot to get through. So what we're also doing is I am dictating those articles, and we're putting them up on YouTube so that you can listen to the articles while you're doing your nails or doing your makeup, whatever, doing dishes, anything that's sort of, we call it it's actually called stacking when you do something that's really good, helpful to you, and you're doing it on top of a task that takes like really no thinking, like doing dishes. You don't have to think very hard when you're doing dishes. So anyway, so you'll be able to listen to all of those articles, and you can listen to all of these lives because we save them and we have them edited and put up. James he's starting to catch up because during the sale I did a live every day. So all of a sudden he was way behind, but he's catching up, and so usually we try and get these up in about a week. So you can find all that on YouTube, and let me give you the link. Okay, youtube.com/C as in channel, and then /Bliss Kiss. And that's how you'll find all of those articles and the videos and stuff. And I have lots of videos showing how the products work, how to get the most out of all of the products, and we're putting out more and more videos. So I'm really, really trying to make it so that you guys have everything you need to just go and become proud of your nails and quit hiding them in your pockets and stuff. That's fun. This is when I get emails from people all around the globe, and they're like, I've had my hands in pockets for 10 years and now I'm proud of them and I can show them off to the world. And that's, for me, that's what it's all about. Blue Star Shine says, any idea why my crisp scented pens ordered from Amazon smell different than the crisp scented dropper bottle I purchased during the sale? Remember when I was talking about not having other distributors? Amazon is a beast that we have to play with. And Amazon has rules and things, and they want a bunch of products sitting in their warehouse. They don't like it when they run out of our product. And then sometimes products don't sell as quickly as we think they will, so they'll be in their warehouse longer. And that annoys the heck out of me. And there's not a lot we can do about that. So if you're hugely disappointed, upset, please email us, and we will take care of you. So I hope that helps. And part of the reason is probably because those pens have been sitting in their warehouse longer. They will last for a good 9-12 months. So you don't have to worry about that. But obviously the fragrance is sort of dissipating a little bit. And you got that dropper bottle had been made 2 to 4 weeks before it was shipped out to you. And that's why I get kind of crazy and a little bit neurotic about this. It's like I want my customers to have the best products, but one of the things in terms of doing business is, in order to be seen as a reputable company, it's almost impossible to not. You need to be on Amazon. And also, in order to get found on Google, you need to be on Amazon, because Google loves Amazon and YouTube. Those are its two favorite other, I can't think of the right word right now, but anyway, those two sites take way higher priority in any of the searches. So you gotta be on Amazon to show up. So that's why. Okay, I'm gonna be running out of time. Olga? Oh, sorry. I will get back to you, stars. Olga! Oh my gosh. Olga was one of our first Get Naked challengers, and she has the most gorgeous nails. If you're the same Olga, and I'm pretty yeah. Yes, you are the same Olga. There aren't very many of them. Nice to see you again. I usually think about you about 2 or 3 times a year, going, I wonder what's happening with Olga. And you guys can see Olga's story over on nailcarehq.com. Google that and Olga, Olga, and you'll see her story and her pictures, and oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. She says, I love your long hair. This is fun because in the summer my hair gets long, which seems backwards, but it's because I can put it up, because it's hot. And then during the winter, I will cut it to here, because then I want my blanket of hair on my neck to keep me warm. So that's why. So you'll see me with 2 different lengths. It's probably October is gonna go right there. But then I wear it down all the time. I like it down. So Olga has a baby now, so no time for nails. I feel your pain. Oh, Olga, we have a new product that's coming out that you're gonna be so happy. Anyway, hi Kirsten. Okay, so let me get back to stars. How do you treat peeling nails? I would love, but I've got like 10 minutes left to tell you that all of that, but I'm gonna let you read my article. So Google nailcarehq.com and strengthen brittle nails. You can also put in peeling nails. I have a couple of articles on that, but start with the strengthen brittle nails, and that will tell you why certain ingredients that we've put in our oil, why it's so important. So go there, and then if you have any more questions, go to myBlissKiss.com, and you can fill in the contact information and ask me a question, and my team will answer you. They know probably about 80% of what's in my head and how I would answer it. They're fantastic. And if they don't know the answer, then they drag me over and they're like, Anna, look, here's the email. How do I answer it? So, okay. I bought Bliss Kiss nail oil before, and I bought 100% jojoba, and they both seem to work the same. What's the difference between the two? That is fascinating that you say that they both seem to work the same. There is this synergistic blend, but synergistic thing that happens with our oil. And if you use straight jojoba, you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. But for the most part, for most people, they notice a huge difference, including my mother, including my best friend. They did this at the big when I first started the business, and they were like, Anne, well, my mom calls me Anne. Anna talks about this jojoba all the time and why it's so important, and under the microscope it looks almost identical to body oil. So if body oil can come through the nail plate, then jojoba can go in. And a big part of that is because under the microscope they look almost identical, and also because lost my train of thought already. But both Kirsten and my mom said, I'll just go get straight jojoba. And they both, within a week, came back and they're like, it doesn't work the same. And the reason is because something happens. So the jojoba gets into the nail plate, but then because of, I don't know, for those of you who took chemistry and science and stuff, there's positive and negative electrons, and they attract each other or repel each other, and so something happens, and the jojoba helps the other oils, which are larger molecules, it helps pull them in, and then they have a different effect on the nail plate and your skin also. Because our body oil is very complicated. It has all kinds of different components. When you get all sciencey and can you tell I'm not a scientist? Anyway, so if you're getting great response with the jojoba, great. But for almost everyone, they're different. They're night and day different. And so it's that. And the simplest story I can give you that would make sense for that is if you take a cake. Okay, you've got all your different parts. You've got your egg, your oil, your for me, your cake mix, or all the ingredients that if you're making it from scratch. Okay, so you have all of those different components, and when you put them together and you put them in the oven, you have a cake. You do not have eggs, oil, cake mix anymore. And so they have worked together to become something different, to behave different. And so that's what happens with our oil. It's just different. And because I'm not all sciencey, I can't tell you exactly all why. Somebody says, I love juicy fruit. Oh, love your, a couple people love your nails. Thank you. I do too. I do. And they're shorter. They're shorter now because I have horses and I'm doing more gardening, but I'm not just sitting at a keyboard writing a bunch of articles anymore. But I still like them, and this is one of the things that the blogging industry, the nail industry has taught me, the community, is short nails can be beautiful too. If they're well manicured and they're polished, or even not polished and you're just using a layer of base coat, but if they're well manicured, they can be incredibly beautiful. So I'm actually liking them a little bit shorter. And some of you were like, that would be nail goals. It'd be like if I could only get them that long. And you can with our oil. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else on Facebook. Heidi says, I got an autumn sample in my order today. It's up there with the vanilla scent for me. Yum. I love autumn. I did not think I would. My team was insistent because we had all seasonal fragrances. Pink sugar is our spring, even though we don't call it spring. And they were like, you have to have an autumn. You can't have winter and summer and spring and not have an autumn. But I was like, I don't want to smell like a pumpkin pie. So I was like, okay. And so I must have ordered like 40 different kinds of fragrance oils that I could blend together. And it took me a good couple of weeks. And then finally figured out it's like 3 or 4 ingredients mixed together. And it smells like apple pie a la mode. So warm piping apple pie with melting vanilla ice cream on top. It's just yum. And it's now one of my favorites. But people ask me, what are your favorites? My favorites are whatever season it is, except for pink sugar because it's too sweet for me. But pink sugar is a huge, huge seller. So if you love cotton candy and just like even sweeter than cotton candy, that's what pink sugar smells to me like, and people just love it. Can you use the oil on your toes? Yes, yes, yes. It's good for you all over. Speaking of, I've got like 4 minutes left. I'm going to get that 2-minute warning from Instagram. We have some other support. Okay, stop. we have some support groups that we've created for one over on well, two of them on Facebook, but one is for people who bite their nails and pick at their skin. And I am a skin picker. I've got a spot right there. I need my little baby nail clippers. So we have a group, and that you go to myBlissKiss.com/healthy nails, and that it's a private group, but we will let you in. We want it's closed because we want it to there's a lot of pictures, both of these groups, that people, and testimonials. People are very raw and sharing uncomfortable pictures, and so we don't want weird people getting in and going, oh, gross. So we want it to be a supportive place. So if you're dealing with biting or skin picking, go to myBlissKiss.com/healthy nails. And if you and then the other one is for people with skin disorders like eczema, psoriasis, any of those. There's a bunch of them that I don't even know the names of. The people that are joining that group, and they're trying our oil, and it can take anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks for them to see results, but it's unbelievable. For me, it's believable because I know how amazing this oil is, and my second boy, Dane, has eczema that he gets on his eyelids and his neck, and he just scratches the heck out of him. And when he's using our oil regularly, all of those, the itching and the red and scaling, that all goes away. And so that's what we're seeing in the skin group as well. So if you want to join that one, it is go to myBlissKiss.com/healthy skin, and those if you join those groups, and then you'll be able to see before and after pictures, and you'll be able to get support, because we're all in there. This is hard. Some of this is really hard stuff, and some of it's really, really painful psychologically as well as physically, and so we want to support you with that. And yeah, so check those out. I'm getting to last little bit, so let me just wrap up. I know I've missed some of your questions, so I'm doing lives every Thursday. If I've missed your question, will you please come back next Thursday and ask me? Come in at the beginning, and then I will hit that question. If you're asking me towards the end, I can't. I could talk to you guys for 4 hours, but then I might lose my voice. So anyway, you can find me at nailcarehq.com. Those are all the articles. You can find all of our products over at myBlissKiss.com. There it is. It's the 1 minute, 2 minutes remaining on Instagram. And you can find us over on YouTube as well. That's youtube.com/C as in channel /BlissKiss. And if you have any questions, you can always email us at myBlissKiss sorry, let me get it all together, info@myBlissKiss.com. And okay, let me answer. Okay, I've got 1 minute and 30 seconds. And you know what? I can hang out over on Facebook for a little bit longer. So for those of you who missed that question, if you hop over to Facebook, you can catch me over there. So get the Bliss Kiss stamping plate. I'll probably start playing with that sometime next year. We've got a bunch of stuff that we've been working on really, really hard. And so I have a great team, because I am a super, super awesome starter. I'm a terrible, terrible finisher. And so I have this great team that knows how long everything is going to take. And so I'm like, oh, let's do this. Let's do this product. And they're like, slow down, Anna. Stop. You cannot work on this right now. You need to push it for another 3-6 months. Don't even look at it. Just put it on your back burner. So I've got lots and lots of stuff, and one of those things is a stamping plate, but I probably will not do a huge variety of them, but I would love something with our logo on it. Lots of swirls and stuff that I like. So, okay, 19 seconds. Instagram's gonna shut me off at some weird point, usually right in the middle of a word. So Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myblisskiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.